unfailing. Your love is never ending. Your love is undeniable. Your love is amazing. Your love is never changing. Your love is undeniable. Your love is strong. Your love is deep. Your love is strong. Your love is deep. Your love is unfailing. Your love is never ending. Your love is undeniable. Your love is amazing. Your love is never changing. Your love is undeniable. Your love is strong. Your love is deep. Your love is strong. Your love is deep. Your love is strong. Your love is deep. Your love is strong. Your love is deep.
Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. This will be a continuation of the discussion that we just did on unfailing love, like the words of the song. And some other things got brought back to me by the Holy Spirit, by the Father. Once I got done, and I was like, oh, didn't even touch on that one. And I found the verse that talks about water and face answering the face. It's Proverbs 27:19, and it says, "As in water, face answereth to face, so the heart of man to man." So when you look at water, like we were talking about on other discussion, when you look at water, you see a reflection of yourself. You see what you really look like. So your heart, a lot of times what's in your heart shows you what you really like. And that's what our Father looks on. And, we pray that our heart's desire is Him. Like another song Grace Williams had, and that was her singing once again, of course, Undeniable. Like another song she had in a verse. Man, I really thank the Father for her, and how she sings, out of love to Him. I mean, it's true love, and how He gives her, those words, and just like He did with me, and the writing that He gives me is so much different from when I started, back in '07, writing just about a woman I might have been with, or writing, a woman that I didn't, want to leave, which is similar to a lot of those, like we said, the depressing R&B songs. It's as if they about to go. We get to a point, you're like, man, I shouldn't even write nothing about them because this pretty much gonna symbolize they gone, they gonna leave, you know. And maybe something you don't want, it's similar to the Mary J. Blige "Don't Go" song, I used to listen to that a lot when I was in college, and it's like, why am I sitting here still listening to it, I mean, the sample, the beat, and other stuff like that, was alright, but listen to the words, just the whole ambiance and the whole effect and the spirits behind it were just not where you wanted to be. And she even talks about being in a dark place when she was writing, recording that album. And you don't really want to be in that kind of state of mind. When you're writing something or being influenced by those spirits, you don't want that to be the case. And sometimes I'll be listening to that when I write, or I'll be listening to, something else when I write. It will typically be an R&B song, and I only had one. At the time, I think this was back in 08 or 09. At the time, I only had one poem about the Most High. It was actually my favorite one. It was actually one I think I actually got the most feedback, and people were saying, that it inspired them in a whole different kind of way. So all of them I write, now are definitely for him. He gets all the, glory for it, Cause man, can't no woman do nothing for you, nowhere near like, what the Father does for us. And, we went over that in the first part. I'm not going to go over that as much in this one. But this one will more so talk about, of course, we should talk about the Most High's love and how it's unfailing. It's undeniable and really unbelievable, but you have to believe in it. Hallelujah. And it's so amazing. And one thing he reminded me of course, is that he doesn't want us to be alone, so he made a helpmeet for Adam, So he understands how it is to be alone. It being just him in the beginning, going about invisible things, it would have just been him, thinking about all these things that have come to pass. Everything started out thought in his mind. So he understands. And he brought wisdom out of himself, and he, of course, brought forth Jesus, saying, "Let there be light." And so, yes, Jesus is the only begotten of the Father. The Father, Yahweh, is the Father of lights. Father of lights. Hallelujah. And so, out of that love, he even made a garden, and then he placed, the man in it. So he had everything he needed, but adversary came in and sowed, like we talked about, seeds of discontentment. And he went to the woman, and then used, the woman to get the man, to bring the man down. Unfortunately, we talked about that on the first thing, so we're not going to harp on that for too long, but, the Father, out of his, love and mercy, they didn't die, instantly. They did still die, because when he says something, it should surely come to pass, and he's not a man that he should lie. And so everything he says is indeed truth. Everything he thinks is truth. That's what's so amazing about him. But, he showed mercy on them. And, they actually lived quite a long life. They were quite fruitful and multiplied. And, of course, gave them the prophecy of the Messiah coming. Genesis 3 and 15. So that was love as well. He was letting them know, hey, I got you. I'm gonna bring you back to me. But we talked about that in the false love and true love conversation, I believe. But here's the deal: if I was want to remind me that, and he made them. He wanted a family, so he made them. He wanted a family, and he made a structure to it. He made the man the head of the household. The woman is the helpmeet. And then, of course, you have the seeds, the children, that's under them. that come from them. That's their posterity. After. So, what he was wanting to remind me of was, when he had said, your prayers, I hear. So your prayers he hears, but just enjoy the time that you spend with me. What does this let us know? It lets us know he loves us so much. A lot of times he loves us so much, and he thinks we're so different, and there's so much he wants to tell us and show us, that he wants us to just enjoy the time that we have with him. That's why he made time. That's why time was created. Time was created for that. Just like seed time and harvest. Certain things come in certain seasons at certain times, and that's something I had to learn, as well. Even when it came to the trying to be with someone and stuff like that. Sometimes you're just not ready yet. You're just not. And the beautiful thing about the Father is he gives you something when he really believes, or he knows. First off, we know he knows everything. He's all knowing. But he knows, and he knows the exact time to give it to you, exact time and what measure to give you a certain thing. That's why I said, he that findeth the wife findeth the good thing, and what? Obtaining favor of the Lord, favor of Yah. If you have, wisdom, finding her, that's a good thing. She cries out in the streets. And so when wisdom cries out to you, let wisdom in. But, that lets you know he wants to spend time with you. We're talking about the creator of everything, creator of the entire universe. We're talking about him. And he wants to just spend time with you. He wanted to dwell within you. So his son came, did what he did, became that sacrifice to bring us back close to him. Because while we were yet ungodly, which is all that stuff I was doing, I mentioned in the first part when we were going through, the testimonial portion. While we were yet ungodly, while we were yet sinners, Christ died for the ungodly. So, he had to bring us back to him. He had to bring Israel back to him. Israel, pretty much as a whole, had sinned. He looked down, there was no intercessor. So he had to bring forth judgment. But at the same time he brought forth judgment, he brought forth what? Mercy. He said, I have mercy and not sacrifice. He's merciful and long-suffering. It's not his will that any should perish. That's how much love he has. He'll store up his wrath because he'll be waiting on you to repent. That's how much love he has. He'll be waiting on you with open arms. He'll be like, turn back to me. Come on, just turn back to me. Come on. I don't want to have to release this, release his judgment. Because, against his wrath, who can stand? Who shall stand? I don't think we understand how much long-suffering he really has. No, seriously, it's amazing. In his love, you can be safe in it. Perfect love cast out fear. Fear hath torment. He that feareth is not made perfect in love. Right? We're talking about fear, Sometimes we operate, in fear instead of faith, He gave me a gift. We're talking about people. He gave me a gift, and he told me things about it, and he told me what, we were going to do, and he told me what I needed to do. Because that's what sometimes I think we tend to lose track of. He told me what I needed to do, in order for this to work. He told me stuff about them, what I needed to do to help them, or help that, or what to pray for. See what I mean? And now I've really learned that even more than then, because that was really early, and that was coming in fresh off of that. And the Father was still so good, still so gracious. He was like, you know what? All right, I'll give you her. And unfortunately, that didn't work out. I didn't. I was looking at the wrong thing. It was a lot of different things, of course, coming at me. But of course, also it was a lot. And it was, and it was early on. It was real early on, maybe around 2011, 2012. So this is more so the part about when being in the truth. And, he, man, it's amazing. He delivered me from fornication as well. So I said we can talk about it because, even one of the last dates before I came all the way in the truth in September of 2011. I was talking to this one girl that I had wanted to talk to her for a while, and I got to see her, and we went out somewhere in Buckhead or whatever. She stayed up in that area, and I was just like, man, I don't even want to do that no more. I don't even know if she brought it up. I think I might have just brought it up. I was like, man, I don't even want to. I don't even want to fornicate. I might have been just coming in, but either way, it was around the real early time. So I was like, man, I don't want to do that no more. I don't want to fornicate. I don't want to have sex. And she was like, I feel you. She said, I understand. She said, I can't give that up. But basically, it was like that. Paraphrase. I can't give that up, but I respect you for that. She said, I can't give that up. Like, I gotta keep doing that. And, man, we were at the Cheesecake Factory. I remember we was outside the Cheesecake Factory. Yep. I remember because we had did, some other things during the day. Like, went to some places when I say did some other things. We ain't doing that crazy, like that. Like she wouldn't get her nails done and stuff like that. That's what I'm saying. And she was like, you should be a pastor. I was like, what? I was like, huh. But I knew then I was really done with that. This is around the same time as the thing I was talking about the strip club deal. But yeah, he was really just, it was gone. I remember I think he had me talk to some girl about it, about that whole incident. I think real early on, she was like, wow. I don't remember what it was, but I remember he had me talk about it. And the way I shared it, man, it was amazing. This is early on stuff. So, he loves us so much when he puts us with somebody, he gonna equip us to be able to, complete the task. But we have to live, by faith. Righteousness is by faith, because our righteousness is filthy rag. As we hear a lot, they say it's cliche, but whatever. I don't about all that kind of stuff. As far as cliche, the word is the word, and the word is true, and the word is living. In the beginning was the word was with God, and the word was God. So I don't know why people even say that, but anyway, man, when you hear him say it, it's like you have the power to do it. It's different than just reading it, and it's different than just hearing it, from somebody else. When you hear it, when you hear it from him, like even if you hear it from him through somebody else, but if you hear it like from him in your prayer time, when he says it, it's like it breaks something off, like off the rip. Like seriously, it breaks something off. If he says, man, I died for, I laid down my life. I went to the cross for you, because I loved you. That's going to let you know what? If everybody's saying this about me, if everybody against me for doing this, he's still there, and he still loves me, and that's all that matters. Right? That will root out depression. That will root out, low self-esteem. Will root out, spiritual suicide. It will root out those things, hearing him say that. Now people get when they're like, man, I really want to hear that from who I'm with. Man, hearing that from him is even more amazing because it literally frees you and breaks things off. And it's amazing. I mean, just hearing him say those kinds of things lets you know how much he loves you. Right? It's so much he wants to tell, man. If people really knew how much he really had for us, what he really stored up for us. I mean, people wouldn't even want to go and do nothing else, man. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I'll give some instances. So, I had to, and like I said, I was, unfortunately, I made one of those other kind of choices. I lived in fear, and it kind of fear of something that, more so that I would do, kind of based on kind of some of the stuff, that the other person might have been doing. And I'm talking about the early relationship from late 2011 to sometime in 2012. But you have to believe his word. If he says he's going to do it, and he said he did it for that person, he said he's doing it for the person, then that's it. It's settled. It's true, because he's not a man that he shall lie. Let him be true and every man be a lie. His son is the truth. So, when he says it, believe it. Because truthfully speaking, it does. It comes to pass. When he says it, I got my prayer book right here. And, when he says it, he means it. And it comes to pass. When you start off, you have a lot of that zeal. You have a lot of that love. Like I said, for those first months, I ain't even do nothing but check. But that pretty much been out. Man, I loved it. It's the best. It was the best thing. It was the best thing ever happened to me. So I was just out, right? I was just out getting some medicine for my grandma one day. I was out getting medicine for my grandma, and I think this is around March of that year. Yeah, it's around March 2012, I believe. And I'm out getting something from my grandma, and some medicine or whatever. And they said 15 minutes. You got the 15-minute wait to get the medicine, right? And so I'm like, man, what am I gonna do in 15 minutes? Man, I heard clear as day. Just like I would hear if I was in my house and I was in bed. I heard clear as day. Go to Food Line. It's like, huh? Man, I heard it again. Go to Food Line. It's a little more thing. I said, huh? What? I said, go to Food Line. Put in an application, they're hiring. Now, Food Line was right there. I don't know if I knew it was there or had ever seen it, but when he said it, it was as he opened my eyes to seeing it. I looked, and it was right over there. It was as if, it literally was as if the scales was taken on my eyes. And I was like, oh, it's over there. So I went over there. I go over there, and the guy says, what the guy say? Oh, I went in and I was like, where's y'all manager? Can I speak to the manager? Let me speak to the manager. And he was coming up to me, walked up to me, he said, I'm the manager. And I was like, I heard y'all hiring. He was like, yeah, we are. We need some part-time stockers. And they had just fired 2 part-time stockers, right? I was like, okay. And I'm doing an interview, and dude was like, okay, come back do an interview. So the guy's like, the manager, he like, and usually, you wouldn't get hired. They would have most likely said I was overqualified. And I ain't never felt like I was overqualified for anything. Whatever the Father gives me, that's what he want me to do. Like you're not overqualified or underqualified. He qualifies us. He qualifies the call. What he call you to do, he gonna have you to do. When he put you on assignment, he put you on assignment. It's let me tell you something. When you're in this walk, any job you got, right? It's an assignment. Anything business you get, it's an assignment. That's somebody gonna have you reach. That is what it is. That's why, man. Like through whatever, like you know what you're there for. You know what you're supposed to do. So when you know that, you know what you're supposed to do. So literally, you working under him, like it say in the word. You work as if you working unto the Lord, unto God. You work as if you working unto him, right? We servants, man. You know, we get caught up and, oh, I want to make this, my man want to do this. It ain't about that. Typically, somebody wants you to reach on that job, and then once you do what you do, it's time for you to go. Case in point. Yeah, we're gonna learn about his love today. Case in point. So yeah, the man called. He called it. Why? He was like, man, we got a guy from Rice. You know, he played football. I don't even know why. Why would you even be here, like, try to work here and, like, being hot, you know? Because coming out of Rice, typically, they always used to say, you know, when we was out there, like, man, coming out, man, you can make, like 100 G's. You can make, like, 100,000, you know? Like, in some, you know, years coming out. And honestly, if I went and left Houston, I probably could have made 40, you know, in the first year, you know, Oceaneering or something. Because, you know, there was a good connect, you know, with that. But anyway, it's neither here nor there, but, you know, and that would have been fresh out. You know, I ain't even made that per year. I ain't even made that per year. Yeah, idiot. I don't even know if that was per year combined, man, to be honest. But it's all good, because, man, staying out in Houston, I wouldn't have been the same. Going to the NFL, I wouldn't have been the same. I wouldn't be the same person. You know, if I was like, man, I get him in a quiet place so I can reach him. Sometimes that's where we need to be. We got so much hustle and bustle. We run here, we run there, we run here, we run there. We feel like, oh, I got to do this, oh, I got to do that, oh, I got to do pew, 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 pew. Like that. Firing faster than neurons, right? Firing faster than an AK-47. Right? Moving faster than Roy Jones Jr. combinations, punching combinations. Right? So, you know, moving faster than, you know, Usain Bolt get down the track in 100 meters. Y'all get my point. Y'all catch my drift. So, you know, but we got to get in that place, man. So we got to get in that place, man. Sit there and just listen, man. Just listen to the Father speak to us, man, through His Spirit, through His Holy Spirit, you know. And so I'm grateful, you know, I'm thankful for that. Thought I was just going back home to help my grandma, you know, out monetary, you know, and stuff like that. Nope. And just have fun. Nah, it was a whole nother reason. Because we all needed to grow spiritually. So, man, I'm so thankful for that one. So, anyway, let's continue. So, man, like I said, assignment, you know. So, this guy on the job, you know, that I needed to, you know, that the Father really wanted to reach. And then also, you got, because, I mean, part-time stock, you ain't making nothing, man. You might be making $200 in 2 weeks. Because you working, like, you know, 3 days, right? Like 3 days a week. But, you know, I enjoyed it. Because I was always just looking forward to going back home and getting in prayer again anyway. You know, my word, that's all I, you know, really, that's all I wanted to do, man. I just wanted to grow. I just wanted to grow as close as I could to the Father. I wanted to get all that stuff out of me, man. I ain't want it. Forget that. We already done heard, you know, the story in part 1 about what it does. And y'all got y'all own story. Y'all know what it does. I mean, I ain't got to tell y'all. So, man, His love is so amazing. Whew. So then I was gonna be a groomsman for, you know, my old roommate, my old teammate / roommate that does Christian rap now, right? And cause at first it was crazy. I thought I was gonna get married before him, but cause I remember I was telling him, man, I'm, you know, you married da. You know, I heard about the ring and everything, bro. You know, but like I said, I messed up. I let, you know, a little bit of fear sink in instead of faith, you know, back at that time. And, you know, it's unfortunate, you know. It's very unfortunate what happened. But, you know, I think having so, you know, we can grow. We can go stronger. and closer to the Father. That's all. So, and it developed me, helped develop my character more, helped develop, patience. We all need that. We really need patience. We really need that, man. We have to, develop that. We have to have that love, that joy, that peace, that patience. We have to let it have its perfect work, like it says in James. Got to, man. And have that single mind about, and your eye being single, focused, because you're gonna have, one focus anyway. Both of your eyes gonna have that one focus, on looking to the author and the finisher of our faith, like we talked about in part one of this discussion. So, man, so I need to do that, and I was like, okay, I'm in prayer, and hallelujah. Yeah, so I'm in prayer one day, and he sent me to the Christian bookstore, right? Father sent me to the Christian bookstore, and I'm thinking I'm going to get in a book, right? Because I was like, man, trying to figure out how I was gonna get down. I was like, I don't even know how I'm gonna get down here, to Fort Myers, Florida, or whatever. I don't even know how I was gonna get down there, right? I ain't live in Florida, but I'm like, okay, and oh yeah, side note, weddings, man, weddings be on point, man. I've been blessed enough to actually be a DJ at one. Me and this same roommate I'm talking about, we were DJs together at somebody's wedding, so that was interesting. And been a best man or a groomsman, 2 times now, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool. The friend of the bridegroom rejoices, right? When the bridegroom's getting married, right? Like John was saying. So, let's continue though. John the Baptist was saying. So yeah, I'm like, man, I'm gonna get down there, right? And but sometimes we don't understand how much he loves us, man. Like I talked about in the first part, he know what we need, man. So, woo. So yeah, he sent me up there. I'm sitting in the car, right? And so I hear call your mom. I was like, man, I wasn't trying to mess with, I wasn't trying to ask, my parents for nothing. I wasn't trying to ask for nothing, nothing like that. But sometimes, hey, you got homies, because that's what he said to do. So I call my mama, and instead of just paying, just for the flight down there, she did the flight down there and the hotel. I didn't think she was gonna do that. Like that just seemed like extra generosity, I know she's gonna be like, man, you told you to do this on your own, but no, none of that. So so I knew, that was him. I was like, okay, and so then I had to go in the Best Buy, I had to look at something on the computer. Mom was telling me I had to go look on something on the computer, so I did, and I came back. Then, when I come back, the lady that was kind of at the time in the walk, that was an elder that was helping me. It was kind of like a motherly figure, and I was learning, quite a bit from her. She came out. I said, man, it seemed like she moved fast that time. And I said, nah, that ain't her. And I looked at them wheels and I said, man, I know them wheels. That's gotta be, her wheels. I knew the truck, And I looked, right, and at this time I'm just volunteering at the at the outreach, at this veterans community outreach, and working at the food line. Or this is right before, but it's around that time. I can't remember. But I'm still at the food line, of course. And so I tell, so yeah, and I was like, no, I don't know. And I seen, it looked like a different name, like on the handicap stick, because, I looked and checked, but no, it was, and it looked like, man, she moved fast. She don't move fast like that, but it looked like she took 2 steps, got from the door to where the car, man, it was crazy, y'all. So then, we started talking, and she said, there's somebody hiring. She said, I know this guy. He's hiring. He's looking for people. They got this. He's like a manager up there. They got this shop, and they're trying to hire people. I was like, what? She was like, yeah, you should go up there and see. And I said, well, when? She said, you should probably go now. So I went then, man. Like, but I didn't even have, I probably had like a t-shirt on, probably an orange t-shirt or something. And I just went up there, right? I just went up there. And so, yeah, I went up there, man. I ain't dressed for the interview at all. So I go in there, I'm like I did the other time, right? I was like, where y'all manager at? And one lady said, I am the manager. I said, nah, where's the manager? She wasn't manager, she was assistant manager. But I said, where's the manager at? And when the guy came from the door, right when he came out the door, it was as if, and it was like, that's him. And so I went up towards him, he was like, what can I do? He was like, what can I do for you? I said, I heard y'all hiring. He was like, yeah. He said, you got a high school diploma? I said, yeah. He said something else. I don't remember if he asked about drugs or a felony or conviction or something, but I was like, man, no. And then he was like, all right, cool. And so keep in mind, I just got a t-shirt up. And he said, you want to do an interview? I was like this? He was like, yeah. So we did the interview. And keep in mind, y'all, both of my interviews, all I did was testimonies. No, really. They ask y'all that question, like, what's the hardest thing you've been through? And stuff like that, or tell me something about yourself. Like, man, both my interviews, man, really all of them, really, yeah, have been testimonies, man. I kid you not. I sit there and I talk about what Jesus has done for me and how He's changed me. I talk about that, man. He was like, man. He called. He said, we got to get this kid in there right now. We got to get this guy in there right now. Like, he called up to the main office. He wanted me to go to the orientation like quick. I had to go up to another spot and do that interview there too. I think with the HR people or whatnot. But man, he was like, we got to get him in there quick. And then the lady I was just telling y'all about, that was like, elder, like a motherly figure to me. She came by and he was like, thank you. He was like, man, thank you for sitting. He was like, thank you. I was thinking like, y'all know, like, coming to America, man. Hey, when Akeem came, he said, oh, I will change it for the rest of my life. He was like, thank you, as he was leaving. So it was kind of like that, how he was saying it. When he said, thank you, he was like, thank you, he was like, thank you for sitting him, like, thank you for, like, recommending him and bringing him here. But, man, we would talk about a lot. Like, he would treat me, like I was a son to him. But, some things, some things was going on, and, of course, the essay would try to use, him, or possibly other manager and possibly coworkers, to try to, get at me or, persecute me or whatnot, And sometimes when my numbers would be, like, lower, as far as, like, sales or pawns and stuff and redeems, things you bring in, he'd be like, what's going on? Like, you're spending, too much time, doing this. I know you like to, talk to people and you do well with them. Well, that ended up making the store's numbers were getting, but I said, okay, now you should know better than I do since you were in the military. You know that it's a team thing. Everybody is one, right? Everybody's together. They're just a unit. Nobody's really, no more special than the other. I mean, I know you got rank, you got sergeants, corporals, everything like that, but everybody got to be on the same page. You got to be on one accord when it comes to that. You trying to come out there alive, you feel me? Just like the body of Christ, we all got to be on that one accord like that. We try to come out of this thing alive, right? So we need each other, right? So I was like, well, let's look at the overall numbers of the store. Have the overall numbers improved? And then also, if the people like when people would come after that, he would say, hey, show them how we do this here. And it was like early on, other people would come and he said that. And I was like, okay, if they pass me, then that means they did. That means that they did. Then that means that you did a good job of teaching me enough and coaching me enough and showing me some management skills to where they're able to grow and pass me already. So when you get somebody, you would want them to pass you. You would want them to do better than you. Just like Elisha had a double portion of Elijah's spirit, right? You would want who you training up to do better than you. You want your son to do better than you. You see what I'm saying? That's what you want. Because where they start, or where you start at, you already giving them the whole game on all that. So they can start from a point higher than where you at. Just like you could have a father that he was poor, but when his son come in the world, or his son gets to a certain point, he got quite a bit. Well, when he passed the inheritance to the son, that son already what? He's starting off already in a different place than his dad would. You see what I'm saying? Y'all got it. So yeah, the father moved mightily in that place, man. We went from probably near the bottom of the company to like top 4, I think, top 5 in the whole district. And the ones that were beating us, or not district, but I think the whole thing got up on Mars, at least in that state, the state of Georgia. Yeah, to number 4, just like everybody got better at the food line. It's just like when Jacob went, Laban prospered, you know. That's how it should be, you know, when his favor is on us. And it will, you know, people will see that it's different. These things multiply, right? Sometimes things multiply and people don't even realize it or see it. You know, but that's why I say we're a gift. You got to know you're a gift, right? Excuse me, y'all. Sorry, I know. You got to know you a gift. When I say your gift can make room for you and bring you before what? Kings, right? Or bring you before a great man. That's the word. So, you know, you have to know that. Be secure in who your father is, what he can do, and then you'll be able to be secure in yourself. So secure in who your father is, what he can do, how much he loves you, right? Godliness with contentment, like we talked about, is great game. You know, I mean, I've just seen him do so much through his love. He reached so many people through his love. Some lady came off a word of mouth. She was kind of far away, came all the way to our 2-hour pawn shop. Because, I don't know, she had heard about the thing. She said, you must be like that one that's really, you know, that really will give, you know, someone a fair deal. And I remember I always asked the Father, I said, Father, I pray that you would make my till different. Make it something different here. Father, give this person what they really need. Because I'm like, money is not what they really need. What they really need is you. Now, they would, you know, of course, get that money too, but they would get him. It was different. You know, it really took an interest in the person. Praying for the person, giving the person a word. Telling them this story I'm telling y'all right now. And check this. When I would tell this story, man, them people would come back in maybe 1 or 2 weeks later, man. Because I would tell them, I'd be like, I ain't had no job. That's why I said I can talk to somebody who ain't had no job. I can even talk to somebody Right. I can talk to somebody that ain't had no job or ain't had no money. I still ain't got much of that right now, but it's all good. Well, I ain't got much of that right now that I know of. Maybe I do got some and just ain't find it yet. Just like I didn't find a food line. So yeah, from what I know of in my account, let's say that. But so I can talk to people that didn't have that. All it takes is one word from the Father. That's what people don't realize. We want to do this and that. People want to come and try to tell you, you need to do that, you need that. No. You do what the Father says. That's what you do. You hear me? You do what the Father says. That's point blank, period. People might be trying to get you to do a job, and he wants you to do a business. He wants you to sit through that time with him. He's gonna show you that business. I mean, so man, because she said, I heard, you give, the best deals or fair deals, or whatnot on this. And I was just like, man, I want to pray because she was actually trying to get money for her medicine. And like I said, when I told people that, they would come back in 1 or 2 weeks later, right, with talking about, man, I got a job now. Because they would come and be like, man, it's all right. That's what I'll tell them. I'll be like, man, it's all right, man. I ain't had no job. I know, man, I'm telling you, I know exactly how you feel. I ain't had no job. I ain't no job either. I mean, live with my grandma. I ain't had no job. He said, well, that's how I got the one at Food Line. Then that's how I got the one here. I said, I ain't do nothing to get this job. I said, y'all don't even realize I ain't do nothing. I ain't know about this place. And I'm in my hometown I grew up in, and I didn't know about this place. I think I knew about Food Line. I didn't know where it was. I wasn't thinking about going there. Nothing like that. I was at the doggone Rite Aid. That's why I said, man, it was like he opened my eyes and I saw it was there. It was like, ting. Yeah. I ain't know nothing about it. Nope. Oh, and the other part about that story. So I was trying to go ahead and put in my 2-week notice about my story when I was at Food Line. I'm sorry. I was about to, this was around the time, of course, that I had to go, be the groomsman or whatever. Man, the Father's so amazing. So I was like, man, I'm going to put my 2-week notice. I was like, man, I'm going to just say that. I was like, I need some time for this. They said, and I was like, I just put in my 2-week notice. I was like, I need some time. I got to go and do this. And keep in mind, that was the only job I had was that part-time job at Food Line. And so, and he said, you know what? He said you can. It's all right. You can go ahead and go. I was like, well, he was like, yeah. He was like, thanks for being here, and everything like that. And then, so that's how that happened. He just went ahead, and I was just able to go, and then I went down there, and definitely enjoyed that. The Father made that happen. Let's see, what else? I can go on and on stories about him. How good he is and how much love he has for us. Provision, man. I mean, he provides because he loves us. He protects because he loves us. He delivers us because he loves us, man. So, I mean, he'll bring people in. I didn't even know, and I would just learn stuff. They would just tell me stuff. I would learn stuff. I would just meet people. Some people would come in I would see I hadn't seen in a while. Oh, and I'm gonna tell y'all one story about what happened. Man, this was amazing. What happened for him? Hallelujah. One of my boys. But man, I mean, people I hadn't seen in a while. I mean, would come in. I was like, "Hey, are you such a?" Like elementary school. Like I still got my elementary school yearbooks. I told you, man. If I'd have put that website together, man, like your boy, Hey, but your boy would still be probably have too much money and be on his way, you know, probably to where nobody wants to go. But well, I'm sure at some point in time, if I were real mean, but still, you know. But hey, who knows? This is the way, you know. This was the way, you know, to go. So yeah, I was dead serious about that. About making that website. I was dead serious. Because I kind of knew how to make, I made a little template. I kind of knew how to actually make websites just from trying to make, just looking at those basketball ones when I was young and the Dragon Ball Z websites when I was young. Where they had like Black Gokus and stuff on it. Yeah, no, not the one like now. I mean, like he was actually like that construct, so-called. He was brown, let's say that. But anyway, not Black Goku like the one they call Black Goku on Dragon Ball Super, but I digress on that. So I'm so yeah, there, you know, and then a guy, boy would come in with his girlfriend. They were staying across the street at this hotel, like actually staying there. You know, they got those weekly hotels you pay weekly. That's where they were staying. They would come in quite a bit, and they had another friend. He was like, yeah, my friend tells me sometimes, but, you know, about Jesus. But he said, you know, certain things I see, you know, about him. And I was like, don't worry about him, what he's doing. Worry about Jesus. That's what matters. And so he would keep coming in. He said, man, hey, he said, keep telling me about Jesus, man. He said, I want to come in here. Man, I want to hear that. He said, keep talking about Jesus. He said, keep telling me about him. I mean, man, it was a lot, and it was crazy. And this is all the while I'm going through stuff, man. I mean, I'm being set up. I mean, this is stuff I could have been, you know, arrested for, because we dealt with the the ATF and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And things like that. You know, we dealt with, you know, like the government, you know, guns and stuff, because people would bring, you know, in guns. There's a pawn shop. So, you know, people would bring in whatever. Man, I learned so much there. Man, it was amazing. So, you know, or people bringing in, they started bringing in, they could be pawning, you know, laptops or tablets. That's what I was looking for. You know, stuff like that. And, you know, so you have to put stuff, you know, in a certain spot on the, you know, on the shelves in the back, so you can find them and you put it in the system, you know, things like that. So, you know, stuff was, you know, basically like trying to say something was moved or something was cracked that I couldn't find it. And then, man, I was like, Father, I know I didn't do. I know I put that right there. I know I put that right there. And then one of my coworkers, I guess he inspired to say, man, I saw that. She was like, I saw that on their desk. I saw that right there on their desk. And then I remember the other dude, he would ask, he said, man, wait, you went to such and such? Like, why are you here? You know, we was on there like 10 an hour. But, hey, that was plenty to me. Nah, for real, man. That was plenty to me. You know, plus we would get quite a bit, you know, overtime there. That was plenty, man. Like, 800 2 weeks, that's plenty. Like, you don't need much. Simple, man, when it comes to stuff like that. Not simple like it says in the word, but yeah, like, you know, like that stuff, you know, if somebody thought something was moved or taken or something like that, you know, that could be an issue. Like, you get prosecuted, you know, or something like that, you know, or go to jail or whatever. So I was just like, man, like, you know, that's crazy. And then all that, hey, you saying this to them too much. But one thing that's beautiful the Father would do a lot, somebody would come in, the Father would allow me to have a big sale, or he would even have the manager come and be like, hey, I need you to, you know, say it to them and sell it to them. Or it'd be a regular and they really wanted to buy a lot, buy something for real. And then my numbers might shoot from, I might be down a little bit to like up the top, to the top or near the top. A lot of times with the pawns, I would go from near the bottom or in the middle to the top. I mean, it happened so many months. And it would be after going to office all the time. Your numbers are low, you know, talking too much, you know. But man, the funny part, even when there people would sometimes thought I was a manager, like when I first was working, because I was just sitting back there, because you had to stand and watch them do what they had to do, and I'd be like, oh nah, I'd be like, I'm just starting here, I'm just starting, and I remember I just came in one time, like after a while, and it was like, man, you still here? You ain't here no more? I was like, nah, man. I see people a lot, and they be like, man, I remember you from somewhere, and sometimes I'd be like, I don't know. And then even sometimes when it be people that I didn't meet at the pawn shop, typically I'd be like, oh, probably the pawn shop with somebody else. After I started working at the Boys and Girls Club, I was like, Boys and Girls Club? And it was this other person that was, me and this person had been cool. And I was like, man, they look for me. It was from the pawn shop. So, man, that was just amazing, man. Man, Father did so many miracles there, man, including like warfare. Not only just because I wanted to quit, and he was like, nope, can't quit then. I couldn't leave, until it was time to go. I had to go through that. And I remember when they kept saying that, I wouldn't even say nothing. I would stand back there and be like, you just got that look on your face, like, are you gonna? He was like, man, I've been in the military and I've been able to get through, to everybody, but it just seems like nothing. It just doesn't get to you. And I was just sitting there with this look on my face because I just knew what it was. I knew what it was, so I didn't say nothing. I said, Father, if you don't want me to say nothing, I won't say nothing. And I would sit there and I wouldn't even say nothing. There was only like maybe one time, I think it was one time. I was like, I know y'all did this, and this. I know y'all moved this. But I said, it's all right. So I know what it is. Because I did. I just went ahead and said, it's all right. I know what it is. Because I did. I knew. I knew. So all this is going on around the time, of course, I'm still with that person when I first had came in. All that was going on. And then, the stuff that person had going on, I was just like, man, I just wanted to spend time with the Father and just be by myself. So that really was the main reason. Of course, I also had another friend, but this is just my sister. And it was more so really the children, like my nieces. They call me Uncle Pat and everything, but, and they was in the youth group, all that the Father had given me at that time as well. Man, now that was amazing. Man, the first thing he had me teaching was the love of God. And that's what, if you go to the Spreaker archives, and the first one, the love of Elohim, love of the Most High, that's what those came from. That partially he had me to, speak on some other things too, but that's where that came from. Man, I remember, they all wanted to. They was all weeping. They wanted to receive the Holy Spirit. I remember that. Day. I never forget it. They were growing in gifts and everything. I mean, man, we seen so much in there. Man, them children will tell you more than most, like, grown-ups, for real. Like, they was on it, like, the Father was really developing in them, more so than the disciples, because we tend to stick, to that. We tend to try to develop, character and things and tell testimonies and grow in prayer. And we would ask, hey, how long, you growing this? More so than all the trips and stuff. Sometimes we would have that, yeah, but, the main focus is really making, disciples. And so, man, the Father's just really, it's amazing. I mean, that's how much he loves us, man. Like it's amazing. So, the Father just let me go ahead and leave from there. Finally, I wasn't even going to go in that day. But then the manager called. If I was like, go ahead and, I wasn't going to go in because I was later to just stay and just learn from him. Like, leave that job and just stay and learn from him. But when I went ahead and went in and was going to go ahead and finish out the day, but another manager was there, and he said, if he didn't want to be there, go on and just let him go. So then I was just able to just leave, and they wrote up other thing, because you actually do have to do that 2 weeks notice. So they wrote up the thing, and the little deal, the resignation thing or whatever, and sent it to my house, and I just got to leave that day. So all praise to the Father, and within that time I learned a whole lot. Really spent a lot of time with him. I learned a whole lot about him, the Word, what's going on with our people, stuff like that. You know, that's really what I had really been seeing really during that time. That didn't work, I think, for over a year maybe. Oh, no, man, another miracle he did. Me and that girl I was telling you about that I was with, she had to go back to she had to go back up to Tennessee, right? It was like a 7-hour drive or so, close to it, 6-7 hours. And I had a cracked head gasket. And man, I was like, man, we got to get up. She's got to get back there. And everybody was like, man, nah, don't try it, don't do it. And it was coming. It was telling me, you know, by a mechanic that had a cracked head gasket. You know, you can't go nowhere on a cracked head gasket. Man, tell me why we drove all the way up there on a cracked head gasket. All the way. I never forget, we made it all the way up there on a cracked head gasket. And my mom them was like, what you, they was like, what you doing? Nah, I don't know if that's it. You need to go in and check that. You need to go get that check. Man, we went and got it checked. They said nothing was wrong. Y'all ain't hearing me, though. They said nothing was wrong. Nothing. Zero. Nada. Zilch. Nothing. Zero. Not a thing. They said nothing was wrong. Well, it was like, huh? I said, see? I said, y'all was doing that and nothing was wrong. People want to talk about faith. You got faith. People use faith every day. You got faith, your car going to start up. Because your car might not start up. How about this? You got faith, your car going to start up and not blow up. Y'all didn't hear me, though. That actually happened to one of my cousins, by the way. But he had gotten out of it, and then I believe, and then it blew up. Y'all didn't hear me, though. That's the love of the Father. Yeah, the car blown up, but he alive. That's right. That's the love of the Father. The love of the Father is when I'm coming back from something late at night, I'm running off the road. I'm hitting the wall in the car. This is a while ago. This is back when I was still playing ball because I had to get back. You know, I was trying to get back to practice. Remember, I was talking about how I used to drive across Texas and stuff, and I would come back like way late. Yeah, I would do that right before practice. But that was crazy. And you're talking about early, like before the sun would come up. And I hit the wall. Right? Yeah, I hit the wall, I think, multiple times. And Katie, which meant I was getting closer to where I was at, because I had to get off of an exit in Katy and then ride on through, and I would get back to where, you know, I was living in Houston at the time. But yeah, I hit a wall, man. I could have died, man. That's why I told you, man. He real, man. Don't get nobody saved, bro. Y'all better recognize. Man, it's been a time, man. As Father, I said, Father, I was coming back from that one of those interviews up at that pawn shop job. Yeah, I was coming back from that. I was like, man, Father, this traffic. I was like, man, Father. I was like, can you move this traffic out the way? And the traffic started actually moving. I kid you not, because it wasn't moving. It started moving directly out. All right. Case in point again. Same thing. I was like, oh, wow. Okay. So then I'm driving on the road, same day, on the same highway, but a little bit later. 85. And I was like, ride down, yeah, but not 285, but ride down 85, right? But, so 85, and I got the, you know, sunroof open, but I was like, Father, I was like, can you not let a raindrop hit the top of my head? So I put my hand out the window. The rain hit my hand. My hand was a little bit next to where my head was, so my hand really wasn't blocking it from hitting my head. And I kind of moved my hand. I brought it down just to make sure. And it started raining harder. And the rain did not touch the top of my head. I cannot make this up. Man, it's amazing. Man, he loves us so much. Man, the thing people like to call sleep paralysis. That I have multiple times. Sometimes you can't even say, Jesus out loud. All you can do is thank Jesus. Sometimes you almost can't even. It's like you almost can't even think to say it. You can't move. It was coming down. I think the first time I want to say I really, recognized that was happening. Thought Jesus, man, it was gone. It let me go. I could move, right? What they call sleep paralysis. We know that's demons trying to get you. Sleep paralysis, what they call. But that's the term they try to put on it. Well, like Brother Theo like to say about when they like to say gang stalking, demonic harassment, that's what it is. Well, same principle. Sleep paralysis, demonic harassment, once again. Yep. Or it's oppression. And they trying to possess you. Y'all ain't hearing it though. So demonic oppression, that's what it is. Let's continue. Yeah, we're going to redefine some of these terms that people putting on stuff. But yeah. And they be trying to get at you in your dreams. Sure do. But yeah. Man, I can go into a lot. But yeah, he loves us so much. He protects us from that. He ain't gonna let it get to us. He ain't gonna let it touch us. Man, this boy that was gonna commit. Oh yeah, remember I told y'all? Yeah, that's what we gotta do. Remember I told y'all about that cousin that went ahead and killed himself after smoking the weed. Okay. That was Lace. Here's the deal. So yeah, here's the deal. I said, man, I can't let that happen again. If I know somebody ain't about to do that, I better say something to him. Man, we gotta show love to people, bro. You don't know what somebody going through, what they thinking, man. At that time. Real talk though. For real. You don't know what's oppressing them. Or possessing them, whatever. You don't know. All right. So we walk in love and walk in wisdom toward those that are without. And we redeem the time that way. So let's continue. So yeah. Did I tell this on one of these? I might have told this one. I think I might have told this one, so okay. So I'll go to another one then. Yeah, I go to another one. Okay, about my friend that I hadn't seen in a long time. When he came to the pawn shop, it had been a long time. But I had seen him some other times, after that, in between that time and 4 years later or so. So I was sitting in the car, me and my coworker, right? I'm sitting in the car, me and my coworker. And, yeah. So I'm sitting in the car, me and my coworker, right? And I see my boy come by. I had known since I was little, but I see him come by. I might have told this one too, but I'll go ahead and tell you. So he came by, and I'm like, man, I think that's my boy. He said, yeah, I think that is him. And I said, man, should I go talk to him? And he was like, yeah. My car was like, yeah. So we both went and talked to him, and he said, man, they're trying to get in. He said, man, they're trying to get in my house, man. He said, man, I think it's some people like breaking my house trying to get in my house. I don't know if they're trying to take it something. I thought they came in. In his apartment or whatever. He was in one of those apartments on the side of town. It's kind of, those apartments, they're a little rough. Like the cops go down there all the time. Let me put it that way. So I was like, well, yeah. So he said, man, hey, he said they after me, man. He was like looking around. You ever seen somebody that go around and they looking around, man? Like they like, man. He like, man, they after me, man. I think they gonna kill me, man. Like, I think they gonna kill me. I was like, man, what? So I started talking to him. I was like, man. I was telling him stuff, about the world. I was like, man, you my boy. I was like, you remember when we was like that, man? We shouldn't have been out like everything like that. And then I said, man, can I pray for you? When he told me that stuff, and he was like, yeah. So, man, I asked, we prayed, asked the Father to, give him peace, man. Asked the Father to send his angels, right, to protect him, right? And scare off the people that's trying to come and make sure they can't mess with him or get at him and mess up his peace of mind, right? Man, check this. I see him later, right? I see him in a Dollar General, man. He see me, and I think the same co-workers with me. He sitting there, he was like you should have seen his face light up. He said, hey, man. He said, I love you, man. He said, I love you, man. He said, I love y'all, man. He said, man, he said, man, I don't know what happened. He said, man, it got to be gone. Know what happened, man. He said, they ain't come. He said, they ain't come no more. They ain't come. Man, it was so bad. He was saying that. He said, man, at this time, at some time, man, just come by, man, and look, man, if you see them outside there, man, at this certain time, just call 911, man. Like, he was saying it was that bad. And, man, he said, I love you, man. He said, I love y'all, man. He was about to cry, man. I was about to cry with him because, man, he like a brother, like literally like a brother, man. I used to go to his house to get on the bus. Sometimes, man, he would come over a lot. He would beat me all the time, basketball, man, all the time. Like, man, I could not beat him. I'd be like, go home. He'd be like, all right. I'd be like, nah, stay. Because I wanted to try to beat him, and I still just couldn't beat him. But, he went down, unfortunately, he went down another path. He wasn't even really, that wasn't him. He definitely wasn't really like that. I thought, honestly, I thought he was going to be the one that made it to play. Because he was just that talented. Like I said, about who I call my God, bro. My little brother. And he, my little brother's bigger than me, but, but yeah. He was like, man, he said, man, I started going back to church and everything, man. Like, man, I wanted to cry, man. I wanted to cry because, man, he had been doing that other stuff for so long that wasn't him, and got caught up in stuff, being around, certain people, And then, of course, having that single, parent home too. That's why I said, man, I am thankful that I had both parents in the home. Even though Pop might have been gone, working for a while. So a lot of times it was, my mom and my sister. But, I mean, Pop was there, though. He was actually there, So I'm thankful that, I've had cousins that was like, man, it would have been, nice to have that. And so it puts it, it really puts it in perspective. And it really, makes you be like, man, I got to be like that, for my son. Because it's a big thing, man. The family structure, it's a big thing, But, man, just wanted to come back in here and finish the story and tell y'all more, about what he's done for me, what he's still doing, Like right now, he done sent me out. He's still doing so much and still showing me so much, still providing for me. He had my mom say some stuff somebody had never heard her say, and then, man, I mean, as far as up and out, saying maybe he put it on her heart. I've never heard my mama say that. So that was that was amazing. That was amazing to me. And he's showing his love and delivering, a friend, and working on delivering a friend, out here where I'm at right now. And, just going to keep praying, hard for her and talking and everything. And, she knows I love her. She knows we love her. She knows, but it's the love of the Father. And we have to demonstrate that. I think us demonstrating that helps as well. It also shows when people be like, man, I know. It's another way for them to be like, man, I know he's real by what you're showing. See what I'm saying? By what he's done in your life. By when everybody against you, when everybody at the job, is coming against you, when, a lot of, demons are coming against you, the adversary is coming against you, but like I say in the word, not be afraid of tens of thousands of them that have set themselves round about me. That's what it says in Psalms. Wow, this is amazing. It's actually just got past an hour. Wow. But man, his love is so amazing. Man, if he can change me, man, hey, he can change anybody. And if he's not a respecter of persons, if he can do it for me, he can do it for anybody. And so, to hear him say in that still small voice, he loves you. It's true, man. He demonstrates it on the daily, man. He tells you exactly how to love someone because he know more about them than you do. He know more about you than you do. He'll be like, nah, don't do that like that. Don't move like that. Yeah, you got the right intent by it, but she might take it like this, you know what I mean? Or to a woman, he would say, hey, don't do that. He might take it like this. We just have to listen to his still small voice. He tells us and shows us what to do, man. I'm telling you. Like, for real. It's amazing, man. Whether you got nothing or whether you got everything. But like I said, it only take one word for him to do that. If you want to go ahead and give it, if you want to go ahead and be like, hey, I'm going to give you all this, he going to give it to you. You gotta have the patience and have that faith. He going to give you what you need. He already given us what we need. We just have to find. We have to find what it is that we need. We got a doubt about ourselves in something or a fear or something. Like we said, perfect love. He gonna cast that. He gonna cast that out because he always know exactly what to say. He know what to give you. He know what to show you. He give you them keys to the kingdom. He'll give you the words, possibly for an invention if that's what he wants for you to do. He'll give you a ministering angel to help you. He'll give you another person who can be like a messenger as well, because that's what an angel is, as a messenger. Like we said, they're gifts. Hebrews 1:14 tells about the angels being what? Are they not ministering spirits sent what? To minister to those who shall what? Inherit salvation. Right. So if he tells you, hey, he gave you that one, then you have to ask the Father, okay, what is this one's purpose and function for being in my life, you see? Because we always got one following us anyway. But sometimes he gives us other ones, depending on the task that we have at hand, depending on what the warfare might be, depending on what the call is on your life. Set your affections on things above and not beneath, for him to say to be close to me is your heart's desire, I mean, that's amazing. To hear him say that. That means he knows that it's set on him, He give you that comfort. He wants to mend your relationships with your family. That's what he wants to do. When you're being chased, similar to a Saul type thing. And some type of jealousy may be developing and trying to move you up out of your spot. Even though if you look at it, that person, if you looked at it technically, has a spot like already, you would look at it as, I guess you could say, higher than yours, right? But that's why we said, man, that's what breeds insecurity when you try to compare. Don't compare. Do your walk. And then if they have another gift that's different from yours, it may be able to help you. That's why enemy always try to sow those seeds. He tried to sow seeds of envy and jealousy. We're going to get into that, though. We're going to get into that because most likely we're going to get right back on here, and we're going to get into that. But the Father going to give you the exact word to do. The exact word you need. He's going to give you that. Exact thing you need. Because remember, when we just talked about the thing about the angels, but they only hearken to the Father's voice. So it has to be Him speaking. So it has to go to Him if He decides to release them. He's the Lord of hosts. Yah Sabaoth. Right? But He going to show you exactly what to do. I'm telling you, if you really just sit and listen to Him, He'll tell you about everything. He'll tell you about, okay, do this, do that. Nah, don't go that way. Why? Does He love you? Be like, don't go that way. Nah, turn around, right? Okay, yeah, you heard. Okay, yeah, they this, and this. Just pray for them. Keep it moving. All right, don't say it's to them. This gonna happen. He'll tell you, cause He love you. That's why His love is undeniable. Man, it's amazing. And there's more stories, but, I'm not going to keep on this part because he wants me to go to another part, He could even say, hey, he some things you do, but loves you. He could even tell you, he could even say, there's certain things He hates you looking at. That He don't approve of. He'll say that. He'll chastise you. He'll let you know. But He'll still let you know that He loves you. You can't hide it. You might as well confess it, right? To Him. You sure can't hide it from Him. He that covereth his sins shall not prosper. But whoso confesseth and forsaketh them shall have mercy. So if you try to cover your sins, you won't prosper. Because you didn't confess it. You think you hiding and you can't hide. You can't run. You can't hide. But it says love does what? Cover a multitude of sins. You're talking about love, ain't it? That's that love that Jesus had for us. It covers that multitude of sins. And even that love that He shows through others. Like we said, we should be containers of His love. We just should. We just should. Love is patient, love is kind. But like we said before, love sure ain't blind. Alright. If you love, also, love has balance. So if you love your neighbor, right, like we said, like you love yourself, you would warn yourself to not step in the ditch. So you need to warn your neighbor, hey, your brother, hey, don't step in that ditch. Hey, probably shouldn't do that, that's going to lead you to death. You know what I mean? Even at the expense sometimes of them possibly getting upset at you. You got to say it out of that love. Sometimes you got to say tough things out of that love. It just is. He chose to save us. That's love. That's love. Right. I can't put it no other way. That's just, He loves us like that. He'll keep letting you know. You ask Him about something, He'll let you know. He'll let you know exactly what to do. Exactly how to deal with what's going on. Now we're gonna close out with some quick poems real quick. We talked about, that is different. So even if, the beautiful thing is, even if He had me writing, like, something about, okay, woman that could be in my life that could be, possibly like a wife. I'm still writing. I'm still writing about him. I mean, like, and you can tell where the shift is too in it. And when you listen to it, you know what I'm talking about. Y'all bear with me real quick. Okay. I think I'm close to it. Yep. Okay. Nope, that wasn't it. So yeah, some of these are like it's like testimonies. How can I ease the pain? How can I erase the shame? I've asked this before. Before I met the king, got married, no diamond ring. Right? I thirst for the water, 'cause I really need some more. Got that faith singing, never let you go. Guarding my heart, for out of it flow the issues. I miss you. Got me crying, no tissue. Hallelujah. Then alright. We'll read this one and then we'll close with a song. I think we'll close with the whole song of Undeniable. Alright. This one was called Queen to Be. It's also it's on Facebook. It's up on Facebook as well and in the Spreaker archives. I can't remember if it's on the one I have to re-record, Prophetic Poetry Part 1 or Part 2, but y'all can check it out because Part 2 is still up for now. I'm just going to have to do it again. Because Part 2 and Part 3 really are supposed to be Part 2 together because Part 3 is a whole different thing. But let's get into this. I feel so good when I'm near you. That's why I always want to be close to you. You got worries, you got concerns. Whatever you need me to be, I'll learn. You got concerns, you got worries. Let me show you I'm worthy. Put on a jersey, join my team. I know you're a lifeguard, but I guard you with my life. That's what a man does for his wife. To others it looks like I have nothing, but without God and you, I'd be nothing. But since he is with me and loves me, I got something. I got you, I found you, I need you. They say success is nothing without someone to share it with. Well, I say success is nothing without you to share it with. True success is only found in God's word. Joshua 1:8. I can't help but wait for our next date at the lake. Don't hold back. Stay on track. I know it's some things you want to tell me. You're saying, hold me, console me. I need thee every hour. Father, give me strength to be a testament to your glory and your power, your saving grace. Anoint my face with oil to shine like thine. You turn water to wine at a marriage supper. I desire to see your face in this place behind the veil from now until eternity. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Thought about playing that other Grace Williams song where it sings behind the veil. It actually sings it just like that. Lena Bonham, one of her early albums, boy, when she was really on, one of her early albums was called Behind the Veil, and it's a great song. But we're just gonna close on out here with Grace Williams' Undeniable. And I just want to say shalom. And I love y'all. All right. All right, and that was another episode of prophetic preaching, y'all. And that was Undeniable. That was Grace Williams singing Undeniable. That wasn't the whole song, but that was a good portion of it. And so let's say shalom, and we'll probably be back on here later. Thank y'all for listening. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. All praise to the Most High, Yah, and His Son, Jesus the Christ, Yeshua Mashiach. Hallelujah.